City of Stevens Point Transportation Commission meeting, recorded November 13, 2023.
45, so we'll call the meeting. Looks like a couple more people joined us, so we'll start with roll call. Do you want to run that, Tom?
That sounds good, sir. Carolyn Peterson,
Here.
Heidi Oberstadt, Tom Bertram, present. Neil Prendergast, present. Alder Kneebone,
Here.
Nicole Lisney,
Here.
Alder Burr.
Here.
Hey, that's our whole list. And then Colin Shireman, Caitlin Wall, and Tom Carroll, Transportation.
Awesome. All right, so we'll move to the next agenda item, approval of the October 9, 2023 minutes. Wait,
There's people who, there's other people that are
Oh.
I think we're good. I mean,
we have
everything.
is there anybody online virtually that wants to introduce themselves?
Hi, Dean Shuda, Alderman, District 8.
I was having trouble with my audio. I didn't hear the question. I'm sorry.
I just asked if anybody else was attending and wanted to announce them.
One more.
Heidi just walked in. So we're just moving to item number 2, which is approval of the October 9, 2023 minutes.
Tom Bertram will move to approve.
So we have a motion.
Carol.
Motion by Tom, a second by Carolyn. Any questions? All right, hearing none, we'll take the motion to vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Okay, motion carries. Take us to agenda item number 3, approval of the October 2023 financial and claims report. That was in the packet.
Kneebone will move approval.
Okay, we have a motion by Kneebone and a second by Heidi. Any questions or discussion?
Yes. It's not necessarily about this specifically, but we are almost done with the year. Are we right on track financially?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, okay. Nothing jumps out at this is like, ooh, gonna sink us?
Right, correct, yep. We assess, in quarter 4, we kind of assess where we're at, because with different grants, we want to see what accounts we want to move down at the end of the year, so, yeah, nothing popped out. We went, a little over in our, repair budget on the fixed route side of things, but, we're still under in fuel, I think just because fuel was so much more in 21. And then, you know, kind of a little less in 22, we're kind of more on line with where we were last year with fuel. So, and then, our repair on our smaller vehicles has been quite a bit less, but that's the only things that kind of popped out.
Line 7641.
Yeah. Diesel exhaust fluid.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, any further questions or comments? Okay, then we'll take the motion, right? Okay. All right, we'll take the motion to vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Okay, motion carries. So next up on the agenda is the approval of the 2024 transportation fare structure. I believe that's the last page in the packet, so want to talk about that, Tom?
Yeah, absolutely. So in regards to our fares, previously, we only really brought them to the commission when we had changes, and we do have changes this year, but I kind of wanted to start a practice of bringing them to the commission every year because we do set our fares locally, and so it is kind of the commission's responsibility to set our fares. But going over the structure, there's no, we made a couple changes throughout this year that the commission has approved, but in regards to our standard fares, there's no changes. In regards to reduced fare qualifications, we did add, I have veterans and active military members added to that list for reduced fare. And then the other change that we see on it is for agency fares. So that was previously a $12.50 fare for agencies, and that's something we've seen go up across the state. So one of the reasons public transportation has an agency fare is because agencies get funded for transportation, and then they also try to use public transportation, which is an already funded transportation, so they're double dipping in a sense. So that's why it's, you know, $2.50 for someone to get on our paratransit services, which is twice as much as our regular fare, but then that agency fare is so much more. Across the state, we're averaging somewhere over $18, so we are kind of in line with that, but you do see more and more systems up into the 20s with those agency fares. But it's a good source of revenue for us because in a small town, plenty of agencies do use us because we're so much cheaper than like a taxi provider, things like that. But that's why we're looking to increase that. Other than that, those are the changes, the veterans and then that agency fare. No, they're already on our reduced fare.
Maybe just out of curiosity, with the agency fare, you said it's so much cheaper than a cab fare, and I guess I realized I don't really even know what cab prices are at this point.
Right.
What would be some numbers that you think would be relevant to think about there?
So usually cab is going to be based around mileage.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting, because there's just so many variables there.
Sure.
So you're talking about a minimum $7 to $8 round trip for a cab fare, like small locally.
Right.
But when you go out to Amherst, Almond, it's usually over $100 one way.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
I think when I used to rent a cab, I thought it was $2.50 start with, base fare, and then add like per mile.
Yeah, right.
If you go to Almond or,
Right.
I can imagine it would add up fast.
Yeah. So this is a pretty reasonable figure then.
Right, yeah. Mhm. And then, there's always this, thing with care facilities. We do, service our care facilities, and we do like doing that for our care facilities, but there's always this, well, if it's too inexpensive to use this, then they'll never provide transportation themselves. And there's kind of like this kind of back and forth with care facilities. But just kind of keeping everything in line when it comes to agencies and, you know, and what the real cost of transportation are, which our real cost of trips is still a lot more than that, you know, $17.50 per trip. But
Thanks for that, appreciate it.
yeah.
Further questions? No,
I-
I move approval of. Okay.
I have I don't know, a comment maybe, or something to think about. When I was in Madison going to grad school, I rode the bus every day, city bus. And depending on how many days I had to ride, I either got a monthly pass or a 15 ride pass. Do we want something in the middle like that? I don't know, something to think about maybe for for 2025?
Yeah, I agree with you. There's actually something really cool, a trend that we're seeing in transportation called fare capping. And it's usually done with electronic fares. So what happens is people they'll go on and charge their card, and let's say they ride 20 times and it's $1 a piece, but a monthly ride costs $20. Everything over that, they ride for free because they've already paid for a monthly pass. But, so as we're looking into more electronic fare solutions and things like that is definitely something that we should consider here in Stevens Point. But we do have low monthly pass costs, in comparison, and, you know, but there's still that, if you don't have $25 at the beginning of the month, like, what do you do? You know, so, yeah, that's a big problem, you know, that we face in our communities that we should be aware of.
We have a motion.
I'll second.
Okay. Heidi, second by Tom. Any further discussion? Okay, hearing none, we'll take the motion to vote then. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Those opposed? Okay, motion carries. Okay, so that takes us to approval to add the free ride Friday on November 17th. So did this come from somewhere?
This did, yeah. It came from the mayor, asked me to bring forward November 17th. So Shop Small Saturday is this weekend before Thanksgiving. And so he asked if we could bring forward possibly starting Free Ride Fridays early. And I was like, sounds like a great idea. We'll bring it to the commission. And it's really just to promote that shopping locally and starting that early.
So didn't we agree to start it like the 24th, but we just do like one extra?
One extra, yeah.
Oh,
a week
okay.
earlier.
I thought it was like,
Right, I think Tom wanted to do it a week later, and now the mayor wants to do it a week earlier.
Let's just add on the whole year.
That's the bigger change to make here, I just had to think about that.
January.
We'll need a motion if we're gonna add it.
Approve.
Okay, motion,
second.
and a second. Any further discussion or questions?
The downtown businesses to help promote that there's free rides on Friday as well.
Yeah.
We'll be doing the mayor's, what is it called? The mayor's minute?
Oh, yeah.
It'll be on that.
Whoa.
Keep an eye out.
You're gonna be famous.
You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. We'll take the motion to vote. I don't see anybody raising their hand to speak, so all those in favor say aye.
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 Okay, those opposed? Okay, motion carries. Takes us to the next agenda item, which is the next meeting. So we'll meet on December 11th at 4:45 again, in person with a Zoom option, right? Okay. And we'll adjourn. Thanks, everybody, for coming.
A video of this meeting is available for viewing on the city's website, stevenspoint.com/videos.